started out in 1888. We've got so many years to celebrate the joys and tears and victories we've shared together. So many years before the evening's done, and when you think how much we've lost and won, we've got no time to speculate, no time to blether. As soon as kids are old enough to speak, you hear them say it 50 times a week. Oh, Daddy, take me to paradise. Daddy, take me to paradise. Daddy, take me to paradise. I'll never take another quarter, Jill. Still owe my poll tax, but I'll pay the bill. I'll even think of voting Tory at the next election.
What?
I'm only kidding. I'll die for just one glimpse of paradise. For half an hour I'll let you kill me twice. I get the shakes each time they do a pitch inspection. Don't want a dinner date with Ginger Spice. Liz Hurley's number you can keep on ice. Oh, Daddy, take me to paradise. Daddy, take me to paradise. Daddy, take me to paradise. Oh, Daddy, take me to paradise. Daddy, take me to paradise. Daddy, take me to paradise.
This charismatic character who commands such attention is Patrick Joseph Burns. My father, an unemployed steelworker aged 52. A nice man, a good man, and a man, as you can see, of infinite patience.
Shut up!
Well, usually.
Right, now as you're all aware, we're gathered here together tonight on the 28th of May, 1988, in St Mary's Hall in the Carlton, to celebrate a very, very special event. My grandfather, my children's great-grandfather, and their children's great-great-grandfather, Mr. Thomas Owen O'Byrne, is 100 years old today. 100 years today. I'm not finished yet.
He's got the key.
And this fine figure of a woman is Frances Burns, my mother, and my father's wife, which is quite handy. A nurse at Belvedere Hospital. She's in her 30s. Well, she's about 16, something like that.
Thank you, Francis.
That's okay. Go on and just hurry up and get on
Right,
with it.
right, okay. Mr. Thomas Owen O'Byrne was born 100 years ago today.
Said that already.
The son of his parents,
Imagine
obviously.
that. This son of a...
who were driven out of their native Donegal by the Great Hunger.
God's sake, Dad, you made the same speech last year and the year before that.
And this is my sister Deirdre. Age 25, she works in a wee bistro near Glasgow Green. You know, croissants, white wine and soda, that sort of thing. She thinks that Glasgow's miles better. She's married to this fella, or this chap, might be more appropriate. Alistair Balfour. Aye. There was a long silence when our family heard his name and all. Still, he's not the first, and he won't be the last. He's one of the family now. Used to work as a rep for distillers. Get made redundant when Guinness took over.
Can we have a bit of order for the speaker, please?
Well, he hasn't heard it all before.
Since the day my great-grandparents docked in Glasgow, the family's come a long way. When you think of the way we live today, the conditions in the east end of the city in those days seems like...
100 years ago.
All right, well, what I mean is, it seems like another century. Well, of course, it was another century.
Come on, Dad, this is longer than the Gettysburg Address. And this is my wee brother Frank, 18 years old, ex-YTS, now unemployed. Right into you two, Simple Minds, the Pokes, stuff like that. Celtic mad. He thinks that Glasgow's miles better is, to use a sociological term, shite. And who can blame him?
Come on, Dad.
Oh.
Right, that is quite enough, Frank. Right, no more lag in line for you, Boyle. Right, now, if you would just raise your glasses,
Come on,
please.
Dad, I'm empty. I paid like a light.
No way, some lemonade at the table. Right,
I'm
listen,
not
okay.
getting lemonade. No, thanks. I'll
Raise your glasses, please. In a toast to a man who's seen a century of change, of trouble, of wars, and of discrimination, of fluctuating fortunes, but of course also of happiness and of love and
Yes,
of laughter.
and of boring speeches and...
Mr. Thomas Owen O'Byrne, against all the odds, happy 100th birthday. Thanks for your rapt attention, by the way.
And this is my best pal, my wife and the mother of my children, Kathleen Burns, born Kathleen Winifred Dwyer. She's a solicitor. There's progress for you. 100 years ago, starving immigrants. Today, yuppies.
Well, it's been a long, hard struggle to gain acceptance.
Aye, for the Irish.
For the women. And this blether is Jerry Burns. Lectures in sociology at Glasgow University and never stops talking. Now, are you going to get me a drink?
Darling, I'll buy you a drink.
I think so.
Where's your purse?
So, Grandpa, do you want a wee whiskey?
Eh?
Do you want a wee whiskey?
Yeah, want a what?
Do you want a whiskey?
Oh, aye.
Right.
I thought you said a wee whiskey.
You know, I do wish you would stop taking the piss out your beloved grandson. You've been kidding on your deep for 30 years and he falls for it every time.
Aye, especially when it's his round.
And this is my big sister, Annie McMahon. Well, she's Auntie Annie to my children and their children. And what a character. She's been engaged more times than directory inquiries. However, she's still not married.
So when are you going to get married then, Auntie Annie?
The day I find a man that'll cook the chili while I go to the match.
Here, you'll not be holding your breath then, Annie.
Oh, I nearly got married in 1967. Oh, aye, we'd saved up, set the date, sent out the invitations. Even made an appointment to the registry office.
The registry office.
That's the nearest I ever came to it. Ugh, it wasn't to be.
So what happened?
I took the money out of the bank and I went to Lisbon.
You what?
Too true. Oh, aye. I found out that he'd been saving up to go with his pals without telling me. That for every quid I'm putting into your account, he's putting 2 quid into a kitty at the work. I'm paying for the curries and he's planning to go to the final without me. Dirty wee swine. No, but I'll say this. I am not bitter.
Here we are, Grandpa. All the best.
Eh?
I'm saying all the best.
I'm not wearing a vest. Too warm in the hall.
No, I'm saying many happy returns.
Yeah. Oh, there's going to be turns. Oh, that's great.
No. Happy birthday! You old goat.
Call me an old goat again, you'll feel the toe of my boot.
Here, Granda, have you heard the latest Mark Walters joke?
Wait a minute. Just wait a minute. Don't you dare tell these bloody stupid stories in my hearing. Do you think it's funny that a man's got a black skin? Mark Walters is a great footballer. Have a good mind to knock you down for daring to call another human being anything less than brother. Do you know what it's like to be on the receiving end of that sort of mindless bigotry? It's not so very long ago that same sort of thing was being dished out to us. Think, go back to the days when our people landed in these shores, starving, and with nothing. That's a story worth telling.
We leave Donegal, but we still hear the call of the lark in the clear blue sky, and the green fields we knew where the good potato grew. A curse on the day that it had to die, and curse what we now have to do.
Our fields are all black, but there's no turning back. Evicted by force and the landlord's greed, for its hunger we flee as we cross the Irish Sea. And cross it we must if we're going to feed the baby, the good wife and me. In the hold of the ship there are sides of Belfast harm, for sale to the Scots aristocracy.
This famine they call isn't famine at all. There's plenty of grain in the landlord's store, but he's told you and me we must cross the Irish Sea, find what we can on a foreign shore. It's famine by landlord's decree. In the hold of the ship there are sights of Belfast harm, for sale to the Scots aristocracy. It's famine by landlord's decree.
In 1881, the population of Glasgow was over 500,000 persons, and of those, 45% lived in 2 rooms and 25% in 1 room houses. I place this statement before you and ask you to imagine yourself with all your appetites and passions, your bodily necessities and functions, your feelings of modesty, your sense of propriety, your births, your sicknesses, your deaths, your children, in short, your entire lives, suddenly shrunken and shriveled into such conditions of space. Dr. Russell, Medical Officer of Health, Glasgow, 1886.
Compared to the years of the great hunger in the 40s and 50s, the flood of enforced immigration from Ireland had abated, but still, in the past 10 years, over 50,000 had crossed the Irish Sea to Scotland in starving conditions. And when they landed up in the east end of Glasgow, as so many of them were bound to do, what did these simple, rural people find? A bewildering array of works. But what was even more bewildering to the immigrant than the number and variety of all these works is how they could produce such wealth in the west end of the city and such poverty in the east end. For the immigrants had nothing to fall back on in troubled times. Is it any wonder they turned to the Protestant soup kitchens? And there they received temporary succor for their bodies by putting their souls in permanent peril. A bowl of soup for the reading of a religious tract. Small price to pay, you might say, but the church must not fail them. Ways must be found to feed the little ones.
For God's sake, give us a break. Before I slip my wrist.
That's terrible, Auntie Annie. Our family must have felt like aliens when they landed here in Glasgow.
Oh, aye, son. I mean, they'd come all the way from Donegal. You are talking the land of the hand-knitted Armganses, you know. But I mean, it wasn't all doom and gloom. There was always the odd ray of sunshine, a wee bit of crack, and a wee bit of cheap entertainment.
Aye, but what about the football?
Oh, hold your horses, son. Before the football, there was the music hall.
I knocked a hole in my can for knocking a hole in me can. My can knew me can was new. I only had it a day or 2. I lent my can to fetch a pint from Stout. My can came rolling out to say me can was running out. Now, this is the music hall. You're supposed to be joining in with me. Maestro, can I have the words now, please?
Certainly.
Hello, up there on the top shelf. Are you ready? And how about the middle classes in the circus? Are you ready? And of course, I'm not forgetting the unemployed downstairs. Are you ready? Maestro, if you please.
Certainly.
I'll knock a hole in my can for knocking a hole in me can. My can knew me cans. I only had it today. I lent my can to fetch a pint of stout. My can came running out to say me can was running out. My can came running out to say me can was running out. Oi!
So, gentlemen, I give you a toast. The victors of the Scottish Cup Final 1887. I give you Edinburgh Hibernian.
Edinburgh Hibernian.
Mr. John McFadden.
Mr. Glass, Brother Walfred, Dr. Conway, gentlemen, thank you for your generous hospitality. Today has been a magnificent day for Hibernians.
Here, here, here.
Hibs was founded only 12 years ago by Canon Edward Hannon, and our victory today over Dumbarton is the culmination of a struggle which has not always been easy. As you know, a strict adherence to Catholic principles is written into the constitution of our club. Indeed, on occasion, we have even been forced to omit players from the team for non-attendance at Mass. Of course, all those with the usual prejudices against the Irish have seized on this as proof that we are not a Scottish club. Today, we have proved not only that we are a Scottish club, but currently, we are the best Scottish club.
Here, here, here.
Now, I urge you, here in the Carlton, to follow the example of our founder and go and do likewise.
Here, here, here. Well said. Of course, Brother Walfred, the love of a good argument has always been an Irish characteristic.
I couldn't agree with you there. But when it came to raising a team, the parish of St. Alphonsus couldn't agree with the parish in St. Andrews on the best way to go about it. And St. Andrews were at odds with St. Mary's, who in turn disagreed with St. Alphonsus.
Aye, let's just say St. Mary's took the lead and the rest fell by the wayside.
Then there was the question of drink.
The curse of a benighted people.
So speaks John Glass, the true voice and chairman of St. Mary's Total Abstinence Society.
There are men in the Carlton who will offer to buy the wife her sixpenny ration of meat and take the halfpenny change and a glass of whiskey from the rascal who calls himself a butcher but is more truthfully a publican.
At the first meeting, there were 5 publicans and only 1 glass.
All good men in other respects.
Oh, yes, John, sure. But didn't the Lord himself turn the water into wine at the marriage at Canaan?
Aye, and didn't the publican turn the wine into silver in the Carlton?
The other ticklish problem was this. Should we admit only Catholics to play for the team?
Wolfe Tone was a Protestant. Robert Emmett was a Protestant. Charles Stewart Purnell is a Protestant. There isn't one of them I wouldn't play in my team tomorrow.
And there's no denying there are some handy players who don't kick with the left foot.
By Hibernians, it's the obvious choice.
Too like Edinburgh, and we may be confused with Cambuslang Hibernians.
Well, there's no shortage of good Irish names. Hart, Shamrock, St. Patrick.
I still
Emmett.
say Hibernians. Glasgow Hibernians. There can be no confusion about that. They'll know who we are and they'll know what we stand for.
Begging your pardon, Doctor, but I have a fear that Hibernians is too exclusive. We're Irish, yes, but we're Irish in Scotland. We need a name which recalls our roots, but also surely one which reflects where we live now. Michael Davitt talks of the Celts of Scotland and the Celts of Ireland, and their shared struggle against the landlords who threw us all off our land and brought us here together in Glasgow. I propose we call the club Celtic.
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 Aye, well, it certainly has a ring to it.
David is a convict, a revolutionary and a socialist.
He is a good man and it's a good name.
Gentlemen, I propose we put this to the vote. All those in favour of the name Celtic say aye. Aye. Now, is that Celtic with a K or a C?
With a C.
Oh, Celtic. All those in favour of the name Celtic say aye.
Well, gentlemen, I think we have a majority. And I give you Celtic. Celtic!
While the faithful went about their labour of love, wasn't John Glass and a couple of the others out poaching? Poaching players. No fewer than half the Hibs team came over to join Celtic. James Kelly, the finest footballer in the country, was pinched from Renton. And later on, when they needed a back, didn't they drive out to Carfin? And Glass parked his car there at midnight and waited until he could persuade Jerry Reynolds to come back to Glasgow there and then. It took most of these clubs a long time to forgive Celtic for their thievery.
The kick-off on the 8th of May. Swing those bricks. Sixpence is the price you'll pay. Lay those bricks. The poor kid's lunch will get the gate. Spread that sand. So roll on 1888. Raise that stand. Work all night in the cold and dark. Build that dream. Work all night on the Celtic Park. Build that team. Hibs and Cavaliers are on their way. Can't be late. They'll be here on the 8th of May. Make that day. China's only got a wall. Celtic Park's got gates and all. Susan come and left his mark. It's not as great as Celtic Park.
There are some in this parish firmly believe that when the Pope gets elected, he gets the keys of St. Peter, the secrets of Fatima, and the Celtic fixtures list. Only 4 years in existence, and already we've won the treble. The Glasgow Cup, the Glasgow Charities Cup, and the Scottish Cup. It was incredible. Politics, religion, and sport, they've a lot to answer for in this man's town. But it wasn't always that way.
Yeah! Your hot barbro now! Get your whole thighs!
Ah, Jimmy Kelly's got a ball.
Always slow the day, eh? Aye, it's.
The first game Celtic played was on the 28th of May, 1888, and the opposition was Rangers. And wait till you hear the results. And Celtic won the friendly 5-2. Friendly, I hope you'll notice. Because when the game was over, the players and officials from both sides had adjourned to St. Mary's Hall for supper and a concert. And there was toasting and singing and a speech from John McLaughlin, who doubled at that time as a committee man at Celtic and the organist at the Rangers Glee Club. But you know, when we weren't arguing with the opposition in those days, we had plenty to argue about amongst ourselves.
Times New Citizen, football innovation, SFA to experiment with goal nets in the New Year's Day game 1892 at Parkhead.
Ah, it'll ruin the game.
I know. The players will get caught up in them like herrings in a trawl.
Put the strikers off, they'll not be able to keep their eye on the ball.
And the goalies will be looking over their shoulders all the time.
No. How can you tell it's a goal if you haven't got a net, eh? I mean, how many times have we seen good Celtic goals chopped off because the referees are you-know-what?
No, a what?
You know.
No, I don't know.
Oh,
no.
Aye, that. Yep. I'm telling you, goal nets will be a good thing for Celtic.
Times New Citizen, football results. First goal net game played at Parkhead.
Come on, Celtics.
Dumbarton 8, Celtic 0.
How can you tell it's a goal if you haven't got a net? Eh?
It'll be a good thing for Celtic, will it?
You big stewmer.
Times New Citizen, Parkhead rent shocker.
Our landlord has just announced he intends raising our ground rental from £50 to £450 per annum. Now, we are an Irish club, so it is but natural that we should have a greedy landlord. But our one is working hard to take a high place among the rack renters in Ireland. There's only one thing for it, boys.
What's that?
We'll have to build a new ground.
The year is 1897. The venue, St. Mary's Hall, and the special occasion, a meeting of the Celtic Football Club. I would dearly love to have been there, but the church gave me a free transfer to London in 1892. So what I want to know is what's happened to the club's donations to charity.
Gentlemen, in the 9 years of its existence, Celtic Football and Athletic Club has gone from strength to strength.
How are the boyos doing this year?
Although this year we have won no honours, the club's progress has been remarkable.
What about the donations to charity?
We've won the Scottish League 3 times, and our trophy room boasts no fewer than 10 cups. Last season, we consolidated our record as a team that scores goals. Mr. William Maley.
Thank you very much, thank you. Yes, last year was a great year. And then this year, we have beaten Rangers 6-2. Third Lanark 7-0. And Dundee 11-0. Now, this last result is indeed a league record, and I'm in no doubt it'll be a long time before it's beaten.
It never has been, but what about the donations to charity?
And that, at the end of the day, is what football is all about. Scoring goals.
Of course.
Mary and Joseph, would somebody ask about the donations to charity?
Gracias, that's the committee.
Yes.
What's been happening to club's donations to charity?
Thank you.
Mr. McLaughlin.
That's a very good question.
I thought so too.
The fact is that the change to full professionalism for the team and the cost of building and improving our new ground has cost this club dear. It is my contention that until this club is put on a sound financial footing, it is likely to remain in debt, never mind give money to charity.
I wonder, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, in all this talk of finance and expenditure, I wonder if Mr. McLaughlin has any interest in the real business of this club, which is the game of football.
Mr. Shaughnessy.
Mr. Chairman, I object to this scurrilous attack on Mr. McLaughlin. Mr. McLaughlin, whatever his knowledge or lack of it of football, has the club's best interests at heart.
Yeah.
Now, the only way to ensure this club's continued existence is to run its affairs in a sensible way.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
is that not a wee bit ironic coming from Mr. Shaughnessy? Was it not Mr. Shaughnessy that advocated the erection of the first floodlights some years ago? A floodlights that were an unqualified disaster, and they had to be abandoned a few weeks later when St. Bernard complained that the ball kept hitting the bloody lights.
The ball hit the rigging twice during the match.
Excuse me, don't talk to me about St. Bernard's. We beat them 8-1 in a cup tie. They were just trying to get a replay.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Absolutely right.
If you don't mind.
Mr. McLaughlin.
It is my proposal that Celtic Football Club becomes a limited liability company.
Order, please. Order. Mr. Arthur Murphy.
Thank you. May I remind the members and the committee that this proposal has been put before us many times before in the last few years, and each time it's been kicked off the park. Celtic Football Club is a charitable institution and must remain so.
Well said, the same Arthur Murphy.
There are still some members on this committee who retain the spirit that founded this club and who view the swing towards big business as a sinister development.
Mr. Chairman, may I just reiterate that this club is in real financial difficulty. And until it begins to show a profit, no charity can benefit.
Is Mr. McLaughlin aware that there is speculation amongst the members here as to where their gate money is gone? And if it's not gone into various pubs owned by certain members of this committee?
Truth of the matter is that Celtic did become a limited company in 1897. And some would say that the very ideals of the club were lost forever. Although I must admit that the community Celtic sprang from still benefits greatly from its many acts of charity, certainly more so than they would have done if the club had gone broke. And then began the 50 years reign of a remarkable man, Mr. Willie Maley. At the turn of the century, the club had won the league once more and the Scottish Cup twice over. But the community that supported Celtic was still much in need of its famous charity as ever. Jesus, it's like the third circle of hell with this heat.
Yours is not to question why, Paddy. Yours is but to sweat your guts out or get your jotters. Would you rather be off in Africa fighting the Boers?
If I was in Africa, I wouldn't be fighting the Boers. I'd be fighting for the Boers.
What, against Britain?
Certainly, and the Boers like the Irish, fighting the British for their own country.
The Labour Party's been opposed to this war from the beginning.
The Labour Party? Don't give me the Labour Party. They'll never take over from the Liberals. The Liberals are the only party for the working man. Too many of these socialists in the Labour Party.
Oh, dear. Oh, we must be careful of the socialists, in case they bring about better wages. And God forbid, maybe even a revolution.
Pie in the sky, Paddy. Wait a minute. There's no the Celtic chairman himself who spoke out in favour of the Boer War, Paddy.
We don't talk about that.
John McLaughlin, was it no, Paddy?
I know his name, I know his name.
And did the league not give him a diamond ring, Paddy?
Ah, right, that's enough.
And say he spoke out like a true British gentleman,
I
Paddy.
know. Shut your gun.
Oh, you Liberal. I'd be grateful if you'd stop that. No every Irishman's called Paddy, you know. That's nothing but blind prejudice.
You're new here, aren't you?
Aye.
I've been calling this man Paddy for 5 years. He's never objected.
Well, I'm telling you, it offends me. You call that man by his right name. Did you ever take the trouble to find out his right name? You call that man by his right name, or you're going to answer to me. Right? Comrade, what's your name?
Paddy.
Well, I'm sorry. Just makes me angry. My dad's Irish.
So is mine. And will you be going back to Ireland, do you think?
Well, there's no work in Ireland.
No, that's right enough. Neither will I. Neither will Paddy here. So what does that make you and me and Paddy but British?
Well, lads, you can have a break and you can have a drink.
I could murder a pint of beer.
We used to murder pints and pints of the beer in this place.
Oh, so you like a drink, do you, Paddy? That's good, boy. You'll love this stuff. Okay, Thomas, hand it out.
Here. That is the beer.
I never said it was. It's iron brew.
Iron brew?
It's not beer, but it's wet.
It's called iron brew because old man Barr invented it to stop the iron workers drinking gallons of beer. Folk like Paddy over there.
Ah, you don't think I drink beer, do you, Tom?
Aye.
Damn it, you can't kid a kidder, eh? Well, here's to Mr. Barr. He's a great Celtic supporter.
Aye, that'll be right. Rich men don't support the Celtic, do they, son?
I'll tell you, Mr. Barr was one of the first subscribers to the club. Here's to Mr. Barr.
Mr. Barr.
And here's to Celtic, eh, son?
Celtic. And here's to Willie Maley.
Willie Maley.
Him and his youth policy. But won nothing for 2 years. He hasn't signed an experienced player since they made him manager.
Celtic don't need to buy success. Homegrown talent. That's where the future lies.
The future. We want to win something now. We're going to stop going.
The day you stop going to paradise, there's going to be a blue moon up in the sky.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Iron brew. Jesus, I wish this was beer.
Let's all commit sidewise.
Listen, it gets worse.
How can it get worse?
Next season, Celtic lost everything in sight.
The Charities Cup.
What?
Are you deaf? I said the following year we won the Charities Cup.
Big deal, eh? The Charities Cup.
Oh, the Charities Cup was a big deal in those days. And the year after that, we got the hoops instead of the stripes, and there was work for everybody.
So did Mealy's youth policy pay off?
Ah, the following year, we won the Scottish Cup, 1904, after a replay.
Another replay.
Adams, MacLeod and Orr, Young, Loney and Hay, Muir, McMenemy, Quinn, Summers and Hamilton.
Who told you that?
You told him 5 million times. You told us all. Jimmy Quinn scored a hat-trick.
And 5 against Kilmarnock. Jimmy Quinn.
The greatest footballer of his time.
Probably of all
time. No, Grandpa. Paul McStay.
Jimmy Higgins.
Kenny Dalglish.
Well, what's all this?
The greatest footballer of all time.
Talk away you go.
Oh, Brian McClare.
Dixie Deans would take some beat.
What's this? The greatest cell of all time? That's stupid. Who could say? Bobby Lennox.
Billy McNeil, Lou Macari, Tommy Burns.
Davy Hayes.
Packy Bonner.
Danny McGrain.
Oh, come on, that is enough. The greatest cell of all time. That's ridiculous. Come on, you geese that seat. Right, let's change the subject.
Listen to this, Sheen. She's only got a 4-year Paul McStay in the kitchen.
You keep that quiet. You. Come on, that is different. Right, come on. Let's talk about something else.
Jimmy Delaney.
Machiavelli.
Roy Aitken.
Tommy Gemmell.
Jenky Johnson.
What about Danny McGrain?
Right, that's enough. Okay, enough football. Come on. How did you feel, Grandpa?
I feel Jimmy Quinn was the best.
This is no the beginning of the big rivalry with Rangers.
How was that no right for the start then?
No, before that, Queen's Park was a team to beat.
Before the Gers proved they could beat the Celtic, a blue nose was a black and white nose.
But what about the big Hampden riot?
Scottish Cup final 1909. The Celtic team was
We know the silly times. But was it a sectarian riot or no?
I'll tell you what happened. To the terraces.
Excellent.
Right, guys to the right, women to the left. And the women could be the Rangers supporters. Okay? 10th of April 1909, Scottish Cup final.
Come on, the Celtic!
Come on, the... I'm sorry, can't you see it? Come on, the... This is cruel to children, by the way.
Come on, the Celtic!
Come on, then.
Have I never got... Oh, what a cross to Jimmy Quinn!
What a header!
What a goal! Yes!
Right, half time.
Half time. Okay then, China. Okay.
Oh, what?
Very funny. Okay, second half. Gilchrist scores in the 72nd minute.
Rangers, rain! Well, it's only a play, innit?
Then on the break.
Come on, Bennett.
Oh, he was a Celtic player.
Used to be a Celtic player. Goal! Brilliant goal.
Be our next Celtic player. Boo! Away you go,
Right,
ya.
come on, what's this? Munro, over to Quinn. No, the goalie's got it.
No, that is a goal.
How?
Well, the goalie stepped back over his line. It's allowed.
There's the final whistle. It's 2 each. I'm away to pawn my watch to get a ticket for the replay. See you all week today.
1 week later,
Another replay.
70,000 people at Hampden.
Is that right, you man?
Quite nice day for it, Chief.
Yes, very temperate climate for the time of year.
Wigan.
Goal! Rangers have scored, you beauty!
Oh, shut up, just watch the match. We're a goal doing.
Come on, Kivlick in.
No, he's a Rangers player.
Used to be a Rangers player.
Jimmy Quinn goal.
Oh, yes.
What happens if it ends in a draw again?
Extra time.
No, that's against the rules.
Well, it said in the paper there'd be extra time.
Well, it's in a replay.
Wait a minute, it's 1909. They never said rip-off.
sorry.
Right, come on, lads and lasses, let's go kick up.
The pitch fought with the police, sent the police and fire, and fought with the fire brigade.
The SFA withheld the cup. Both teams were fined. But
I know, the next year, the Celts made it 6 league titles in a row. Now, that was 1910.
Yes!
Right, listen, tell me, was there no a Rangers goalie that played for Celtic?
yes, there
No,
was. His name,
his
yes, there
name
was.
wasn't
His
it?
name was Tom Sinclair. And this was during the 6 in a row. Celtic goalie had hurt his hand in a friendly at Ibrox.
So the Rangers lent us Tom Sinclair.
He didn't let in a single goal for 9 matches.
Oh, that was nice of him right enough, wasn't it? So we've been winning ever since.
Oh, that'll be right, son.
By this time, Maley's young team weren't so young and they started losing.
Aye, what about the reserves?
What reserves?
What do you mean?
There weren't any reserves.
Patsy Gallagher.
Oh, aye, the famous Patsy Gallagher.
Aye, Grandpa. Tell us more about the great Patsy Gallagher. What was he like?
According to your great-grandfather, Patsy Gallagher was only the prototype for Superman.
He signed in 1911, and they formed a new team.
The year of Willie Maley's Silver Jubilee.
1914.
I know it was 1914. You chiseling. In 1914, they won the League, the Cup, and the Charities Cup, and then the whole team went on a glorious tour of Europe.
Aye. But little did you know, you'd be going to Europe yourself, eh?
At Parkhead, they're recruiting, saying, sure, don't miss the fun. The whole thing will be over long before it has begun. The Irish fight the Germans for the British, do you say? That's the spirit, lads, remember back by Christmas Day. You might have thought we wouldn't fight, I would have said that you were right, which shows how wrong the both of us can be. My darling Siobhan, I'm writing to you from a place called the Somme, where we are well dug in defensive positions. You do not have to worry, as it is very quiet here. When news came of the rising and doubling at Easter, things were not so smooth. At first, even some of the Irish boys were confused. And when Connolly and Pearce and some of the others were shot, tempers ran high for a while. The whole thing was hushed up, of course. We've now got the use of a new weapon, a most fearful, gigantic-looking contraption called the tank. It moves forward in the same manner as a ranger's fullback, churning up the ground in its wake and flattening everything that crosses its path. It's sure to put the fear of God into the Germans. That being so, I hope to be home by next Christmas. But write just in case and tell me how the family are keeping. Your loving husband, Thomas. P.S. Are Celtic still winning?
My dear Thomas, I will not make you wait to the end of this letter to give you the most important news, even though a question at the end of yours. Yes, Celtic have won the league, and that makes it 3 in a row.
Now this lousy war is over, have this to say. We have held us good, better hours and better pay. Of unemployment, no more tightening, no more wish we were at Parkhead. We can go and watch the set.
See them down the palley every night, having a turn. Suits are pressed, shirts are clean and white, greasing their hair, dancing to the pally band, doing the latest Dixieland. All that jazz goes down like dynamite. Everybody's gonna dance crazy,
Dance crazy,
dance crazy,
dance crazy.
leave your troubles at the door, dancing on a Saturday night.
Are you dancing?
You asking?
I'm asking.
What did we pay to get in here, a shilling?
What do you want for a shilling? The Don Valentino?
I'm dancing.
Nice looking fella, eh?
Aye, nice enough if you like that kind.
Well, we're right now for a dance, I'd settle for a Martian.
No me.
What's your name?
Martha?
Oh.
Oh, what?
Oh, nothing.
What's yours?
John?
John what?
You can call me John.
Oh.
Oh, what?
Oh, nothing. Do you like football?
Sometimes.
What team do you support?
Partick Thistle.
Do you like fish on a Friday?
No. I'm allergic to fish.
Are you working?
Aye.
Aha! A Protestant, thanks for the dance.
Well, come on, tell us, what was he like?
Oh, he was quite nice, really. But I'm playing hard to get.
And so she was. It was a year before she married me.
And what a year that was. 1919, and the whole of Beardmores was out on strike for a 40-hour week. There was mass demonstrations in George Square. And when the powers that be found out, they put a machine gun nest in the city chambers and tanks in the meat market. And when the police baton charged the crowds, they didn't stop to ask the fellas whose skulls they were cracking open whether they were a Tim or a Billy. Well, at least they weren't bigoted, eh?
Era peaky penny a packet. You can't whack it. You can't crack it. For you, McGrory, in every packet.
Listen, pal, we can't afford to buy a ticket for the game. We're not going to buy your gum, are we?
Era peaky penny a packet.
When are you going to let us in?
I blame the club
For what?
for not opening the gates earlier.
You can't blame the club. They let us in for half price through the boys' gate till halfway through the season there.
Well, how come they changed their mind?
They didn't. The league changed it further. Cowden Beath put in a protest that they were losing gate money, and we were fined and banned from doing it.
Cowden Beef!
Right?
Right, that's it. That's one fan's money they've lost. I'm never going to walk to Cowden Beef to get in for the last 20 minutes for free.
I'm going to Dundee next week.
Walking.
Nah, going to skip the train at Springfield Road.
You're no daft, pal. I walked it once.
You never.
Aye, I did. 3 days there and 3 days back. Sleeping rough.
You're kidding. What was it like?
I could pass the time of day.
Oh, that must be what, 40 or 50 miles or something?
Well, personally, I'd walk to Timbuktu to see Patsy Gallagher. See that goal he scored in the cup final?
Aye, sure. Santa sent me a ticket.
Well, I did. It was a brilliant goal that was, right? He beats one man, then he beats another. Then he shimmies on number 3. Then he gets tackled. They'll tackle us.
Eh?
Tackle us.
Oh, I've been to Ibrox.
What?
So Patsy gets the ball between his feet and he somersaults into the net.
Yeah.
Patsy Gallagher!
The one that was Peter Wilson and Matt Ears when he played tricks on my brain that time.
No, I bet it was Tommy McAnally again.
Oh, my money says it was McStay.
Well, if we're talking about odds, the chances are it was Jimmy McGrory, eh? A man is a goal machine. You know that Patsy took that new winger Leach aside at training, and he says to him, and I should know, because I was there. He says to him, son, you're only in this team because you can run fast and cross the ball. All you've got to do is aim that ball at McGrory's head. He'll do the rest. Oh, by the way, he likes the ball with the laces away from his head. Away to practice that.
What's the furthest you've walked, pal?
London.
London? Ha! That must have been some game. Who would be playing?
Wasn't a game, son. It was a hunger march 4 years ago.
We're on in the game!
Yes!
1926, the year of the general strike, and the whole of the Burn family were out, every man, woman and child. But you could still see McGrory soaring through the air, defying the laws of gravity, hovering like a kestrel, waiting on the ball to arrive, and a flick of the head and the ball flashing into the net. Poetry. Magic.
I took a trip to Parkhead
tear fell from my eyes. A familiar face was missing from that green and white brigade. Alas, poor Johnny Thompson, his last game he has played. So play up, Glasgow Celtic, play up and play the game. From defeat he saved the Celtic, and with his life he paid.
They never die, who live in the hearts they leave behind. That's what it says in the gravestone of John Thompson, the miner's son from Fife. A Protestant and a great hero with a Celtic support. Killed at the age of 22 when he threw himself at the feet of Sam English on the 5th of September 1931. And when he was buried in a simple ceremony, in keeping with his religion, which is every man and every woman's own business, over 30,000 people came to the tiny village of Cardenden, where he grew up. And we were there, as we were the day before when the minister spoke at the memorial service in Glasgow.
I have never met a more unassuming lad. He had not been spoiled by his amazing success. He was loved by everyone who knew him. There is one way in which his death might bring great gain. Those thoughtless crowds that call themselves Celtic or Rangers supporters, whom both teams disown, who gather behind the goals of their respective favourites and cheer themselves hoarse when a member of the opposing team lies writhing in pain. If they can be brought to realize by this tragic happening the brutal cruelty of their actions, John Thompson will not have given up his young life in vain. Do they not realize? Their shameless jeering was the last sound that ever reached John Thompson's dying brain. By chance, it was a Rangers crowd that howled with glee as that silent figure who had done such a splendid thing lay broken on the ground. But if a Rangers player had been lying there, as loud a roar would have risen from Celtic throats. I speak now to that wider congregation who may read these words in the press. Will you resolve in this solemn hour of his passing to make John Thompson's ideal of sportsmanship your own?
You'll never see the like of that man again, son. Best goalie there ever was. No tall, but brave.
Aye, maybe too brave.
Maybe. But 19 times out of 20, he knew which way that ball was going to go.
I'm going to be a goalie for Celtic.
I will, maybe, son.
Here's Happy Feet Napier.
Well, practically every player in the country's here, son. Some of the older ones as well. There's Napoleon.
Napoleon?
Napoleon McMenemy, son, before your time. But look, there's Joe Dodge and Alec McNair. Great backs about 10 years ago.
Aye, and there's the Rangers team coming now.
Hey, Mammy, here's the man that killed him.
Hey. It was an accident.
Here's McGrory. Jimmy McGrory.
So it is.
Aye, Jimmy McGrory. Nobody'll ever beat that, son. 8 goals in one game against Dunfermline, 1927-28.
I'm going to be a centre forward for Celtic.
that's no way to manage a railroad. We've had enough of hearing your lies, but there's one thing for sure we can lay at your door. That's the results at Zero Paradise. Hungry years, Celtic Park in these hungry years. The 20s were bad, but the 30s are worse. The sales were nothing and the jazz came first. The boys in green never seen such lean and hungry years. The boys in green never seen such lean and hungry years.
1938, and the Burns family were deeply divided. Burns, I hope you'll notice, that was son Michael's idea. He thought it sounded more Scottish than a Burn, and it might make all the difference if he went for one of these jobs that said, no Irish need apply. As I said, they were deeply divided, because on the 10th of June, the Burns women were determined to go to the opening of the Great Empire exhibition at Bellahouston Park. And the Burns men, they were determined to go to the finals of the exhibition trophy at Ibrox. The excitement of seeing Everton playing Celtic against the exhilaration of a ride on the Rocket Railway. And so a compromise was reached. Each party went their own ways, but agreed to meet later for tea at Bellahouston Park in Glasgow's very first Indian restaurant. Give me chutney and chips.
Michael?
No, I'll just have the same as you, thanks.
No. We've got an announcement to make.
Oh, aye. Sorry. Well, everybody, I've got a trial for Celtic here.
No, we're getting married!
You're
And I'm getting married as well.
And the Burns family left the residence, each one choking. The men were determined to jack it in, but the woman said, you'll eat every last bite. Think of the starving Indians. And my son Michael took his fiancée up the Tate Tower in the middle of the park, 300 feet up in the air, to see if the air was any cooler there.
Michael, what's troubling you?
I don't know. It's all this talk of war, you know. Everything seems so hazy. I just can't seem to see into the future.
It's cold up here.
We set our wedding date that night by the moonlight in the park. Then the lights went out in Europe and the city streets went dark. His trial would come on foreign soil in a field beyond the sea. And our child would never know him, just a fading memory. They were so young then, all the young men, now a roll of names in battle slain. When Vera Lynn sang, we'll meet again, and the angels sang, Lily
You got the ring?
Aye, I've got the ring.
Let's see it well.
Look, it's here. Don't panic.
You sure you haven't lost it?
Look, it's here. Screw the nut.
Come on, let's see it.
Right. There it is. Okay, Bampot.
Jesus, you're a bad-tempered shite.
Aye, well, no wonder.
Look, I'm sorry, okay?
Trust you to get married in Cup final day.
How's that supposed to know we're going to reach the final?
Well, we won the league, didn't we?
Ah, first time since 1938. 16 years.
To save any mental arithmetic, it's 1954. My son Michael was killed in the war, so he's not here to see his son Patrick being married.
And we won the Coronation Cup last year.
Well, we can always do a visit a special occasion. Jesus, we nearly got relegated in 48.
In 48? You were only 13.
I was there. My grandpa took me to the D, lifted me out of the turnstile. John McPhail scored twice. Both disallowed.
Referee?
No, he was a mile offside. You know, the fans used to call that forward line the 5 sorrowful mysteries. But Jock Weir saved us with a hat-trick.
Oh, close call, eh? So, are you nervous?
No, I think we can win okay.
Do you, Patrick Joseph Burns, take Frances Mary McMahon to be your lawfully wedded wife?
I do.
And do you, Frances Mary McMahon, take Patrick Joseph Burns to be your lawful wedded husband?
I do. Do you, Patrick Joseph Burns, wish you were at the cup final?
I do.
Kieran, listen. What were you and Des talking about?
When?
In the church.
We weren't.
Ah, yous were. I thought Father Connolly was going to get yous excommunicated.
Oh, in the church, sorry, aye. Oh, you know, just the seating arrangements and that.
Do you think I come up with Clyde and a banana? Yous were talking about Celtic, weren't you?
No, we weren't.
It's cup final day today, isn't it?
Is it? Well, come to think about it, I think I might have read about that somewhere.
I suppose I'm lucky you even turned up. Oh, but you're gorgeous in your uniform. You're dead handsome. You know, you're like Burt Lancaster and From Here to Eternity.
From here to Tory Glen, if we're lucky.
No. You can't score straight for your court.
Excuse me, Charlie Tully did, and the referee made him take it again.
That's what I'm saying. It's because you can't score straight for your quarter.
Aye, you can't. The ref said he took it from outside the mark.
I probably did.
So Tully says to the ref, oh, yes, ref. Definitely, ref. If you think I've cheated, I'm happy to take it again. So he takes it again and scores again.
Yes.
Aye. But it wasn't a goal, was it?
Aye, it was.
Is it not against the rules or something?
No, it's just that nobody can score straight from a corner. Except Charlie Tully.
He's done it for Ireland and all.
I see. I like the way he does all that pointing all that, and he runs the other way.
Aye. With these wee bowly legs of his, eh?
See,
Jesus, cheeky. Did you see him last week when he leaves the ball dead and then runs on like he's still got it? The defender chases him all the way to the 18-yard line before he realises that Tully hasn't got the ball.
Drives him daft, so he does. No wonder they try and kill him every week, eh, pal?
Hey, did you hear that story about when the team were in Rome, son?
No.
Aye, the team were in Rome. 2 guys standing in St. Peter's Square looking up at the balcony. One guy says to the other, he says, oh, who's that guy with Charlie Tully?
Ha ha ha! Who's that guy with Charlie?
I don't get it.
Don't listen to him, son. I'll beat you my family allowance book. That was the old who's that guy with Charlie Tully gagger.
Aye.
Well, don't worry, because see him
he will tell you that joke until you do get it. And then he'll keep telling you that joke when you get it, but you don't want it.
There's that guy with Charlie Dolly. But who was the guy with Charlie Dolly?
Listen, Dad, are you disappointed you're not going somewhere a wee bit more exotic in your honeymoon?
No. No, I love salt coats. Now here, listen, tell me. Has your best man done all the business, by the way?
Des? I don't know, I haven't seen him for ages. Des! Haven't you seen Des?
Oh, Pat! Pat! I just held in the wireless. We've won the cup!
We've won the double!
Yes, you beauty!
Oh, Hampden in the sun. Celtic 7, Rangers 1. That was the score when it came time up. The Timberboys had won the cup. I see Tully running down the line. He slips the ball past Valentine. It's nodded in by TCPC. Sammy Wilson makes it look so easy. The year is 1957. We were all in seventh heaven. It was a joy to be alive. We won nothing more till 1965. Oh, Hampden in the sun. Celtic 7, Rangers 1. That was the score when it came time up. The Timberboys had won the cup. There's 7 verses to this song, which makes it just a bit too long. To sing it all would bring your cheers. We must cover 100 years. But come on, sing it with me. Oh, Hampden, Celtic, Rangers. That was the score when it came time up. The Timberboys had won the cup. The Timberboys had won the cup. The Timberboys had won the cup. Yes, the Timberboys.
This scene starts in 1959, ends in 1965.
Oh, no.
7 years.
We won nothing.
Hee-haw.
Have you ever noticed that when you bite into a pie, the grease runs down your wrist but congeals on your horn?
What year is it?
1961.
England beat Scotland 9-3 at Wembley.
One more remark like that. Just one more.
Frank Haffey was in goal for Scotland. Didn't he used to play for Celtic?
Are you on a survival course?
Have you ever noticed that when Rangers play Celtic, the Bears sing God Save the Queen, but when Scotland play England, they whistle so you can't hear it?
What year is it?
1963.
Did we?
Nah.
Of course, I've always said that football's a parable of life.
No, it's more important than that.
The triumphs.
What triumphs?
The disasters.
Now you're talking.
The existentialist acceptance of the true fan in adversity or prosperity.
I am seriously beginning to worry about this, Vampot.
The allegiance to the tribe. The adulation of the gods. The sacrifice of the weakling. I'm away for another pie.
Oh, I've got a funny feeling.
Ooh, what like?
Well, I don't know. It's been so long.
What year is it?
It's 1965.
We've won the Scottish Cup.
Yay! 1966.
First League Cup for 8 years.
First league title for 12 years.
1967.
League Cup winner.
Scottish Cup winners.
League winners.
And in 1967.
First British club to reach the final of the European Cup.
went for the thrill. And we say, hail the Lisbon Lions. And we say, viva the great Jock Steele for leading the team to triumph in Lisbon. Simpson, Craig Gamble, Murdoch, McNeil, Clark, Johnson, Wallace, Chalmers, on Lennox to victory. You've won a place in history. Hail the Lisbon Lions. Hail the Lisbon Lions.
Kimberly scored a great goal! He's done it! Kimmel, a great goal! 17 minutes of the second half gone. Kimmel. Murdoch. It's goal! Celtic has scored! Only 5 minutes to go, and without a doubt, the European Cup is on its way to Glasgow.
He was right on the 18-yard line, by the way.
See, just before the kick-off, I was right down there by the tunnel, and the tick came out singing, for it's a grand old team to play for, but it's a grand old team to save. And you know, USA, it's enough to make your hearts go, 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 Celtic. We don't care what the animals say. What the hell do we care? For we only know that there's gonna be a show, and the Glasgow Celtic will be there, and the Glasgow Celtic will be
You should have seen us in '69. We won the treble for the second time. In 1970 we proved we shall not be moved. Caesar led the legions to Milan for the final of the Cup, oh yeah. And we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 league titles in a row. 5 in a row. Bring on the
Do you think we underestimated them then, eh? No, a bad wee team, were they? Look, I know it's disappointing, but come on. We watched a good match, eh? And Tommy Gable scored again, eh? Tommy Gable! I think this man took Burton's windy. Are you all right? Look, are you a wee bit fear of Franklin? I'll tell you, that's nothing to be ashamed of. So am I. But you know, I don't care, because I've seen the boys in 2 European Cup finals. And I wouldn't care if this plane crashed into a mountain right now. I'm only kidding. Listen, come here. Have a wee drop of the old Vino Tinto. Here, it'll burn the mouth after you. It's only 1 in 9 a bottle. To tell you the honest, it doesn't show, you know. But I've had a couple myself. Oh, there you go, God. 2 6 of that and you'll be fear of nothing. I know it claps your jaws in, doesn't it? But it's rough. You'll be glad when you've had enough. No, but listen, come here. That was some support they had there, wasn't it? All the cheers going, toot, toot, toot. I mean, there was no way you could sing over that. What sure there wasn't it? Sure there wasn't. Oh, go and get wired then. Go and you're in your aunties. Go on. You know, see that airport code? It was like a carnival, wasn't it? Everybody was swapping the scarves. They just bundled us all into the planes according to the colours we were wearing. Do you know I wouldn't be surprised if there was a few Dutchmen on this plane? They'll be bloody terrified.
Yeah.
Who was that you said?
Yeah.
You, Nederlander.
Yeah.
You know, are you? Do you speak English? Parliamo Glasgow. No. Do you speak French? Parlez-vous français?
And Paul?
And Paul. I speak and Paul too. Just a wee Paul. No, listen. You see, I'll tell you what, it's a brother-in-law, Patrick, you know. He's went and got his lost. Le bon frère, il est perdu. Maybe I'm not saying it right, wait a minute. You see, I think what's happened is he's went and got his saloon and never read reply nor again. What is your name? If it's not too cheeky. Come on, Tapple 2.
Je m'appelle Vim.
You can come up and clean my sink, eh? Oh, I wonder where the hell that Patrick's went to.
Please fasten your seatbelts as we will shortly be landing in Amsterdam Airport.
So we sail the Glasgow Celtic, and we say viva the great John Steele, and we sail the mighty Caesar, Fallon McCluskey, Kenny Dalglish, Danny McGrain, Dixie Dean, Stevie Lou McCarry. They've won a place in history. Hail the Glasgow Celtic. Hail the Glasgow Celtic.
I thought this was supposed to be my birthday.
Of course it is, Grandpa. Here's to you. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday. And here's to your next 100 years.
Yeah. And here's to Celtic's next 100 years, I know. Yeah, Grandpa. How do you think the club's going to do in the next 100 years?
Oh, son, he doesn't have to think. That old fox, oh, he knows.
What do you mean, Auntie Annie?
Did you know? He's got the second sight. Aye. He can see into the future.
Is that right, Granda?
Aye, sometime.
Of course he can. He always could.
I just need a whiskey to clarify the picture.
To clarify the picture, right? Yeah.
Right, come on, Grandpa. What about the next 100 years?
I don't know about 100 years. I could maybe manage the next 10 years.
Next 10 years? All right. What's going to happen in 1997?
Let me see. Let me see. We won a cup full of iron brew.
Yeah. Iron brew?
No, it's Coca-Cola, that's it. The Coca-Cola cup, that was the one.
There you are, Grandpa.
Come on, you. It's his birthday. Give him the large one.
That'll help you clarify your picture.
I should see you through to the millennium, that one.
To the Volatium?
The millennium.
The millennium?
Aye.
What's that?
The year 2000.
Ah, what's happening then?
Well, Grandpa, when the millennium comes,
Aye.
it's going to take the world and turn it right around the other way.
Is that fair?
Aye, is.
Are you responsible for the millennium?
No.
Well, just leave the world as it is.
Good for you.
Right, come on then, Grandpa. What's going to happen in 1998?
I'm just clarifying the picture. 1998. 1998. We won the league title!
Yes! And what about the end of this season? What about 1988?
We win the double!
Yes! Grandpa, is there going to be another 9 in a row?
Yes! But I'm not sure who's going to win them.
I'm too holy here.
Oh, aye. Give that boy a seat. He's took a bad turn.
Well, you better get used to sitting down, son. Because in the future, when you go to Parthead, you'll all be sitting down.
Come on, Granda, you're going to have to do better than that. If you were sitting down in the jungle, you couldn't see for a guy standing in front of you.
Are you saying there's going to be another stadium?
And where is this stadium going to be?
I see toxic wasteland at Cambusland.
Cambusland? Who'd dream up a scheme like that?
And a fox running onto the pitch at Parthead.
One Michael Kelly! There's only one Michael Kelly!
And there's going to be more managers in the next 10 years than there's been in the last 100. Including Doctor Who. And players with strange sounding names.
Sack the board, sack the board, sack the board!
Tony, can he score a goal?
Sack the board, sack the board!
Wait a minute. I see a saviour riding out of the west on a white stallion.
What, no King Billy?
No. Farquhar McCool. Fergal McCrum. No, Fergus McCann. And I can see a new stadium. Hey! And there's going to be more court cases and cup finals. Oh. And they're going to sell 50,000 season tickets. Yay! And it'll be cheaper to go to Scottish Opera. And players with strange sounding names.
Na 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 brat back!
And even stranger hairstyles.
There's only one Henrik Larsson. There's only one
He's got dreadlocks and he hates John Knox, walking in the last wonderland.
And there's going to be more Catholics playing at Ibrox than at Parkhead.
What?
And there's going to be a Labour government.
Yay!
Only it's going to be the same as the Tory one. And things are going to be different. Different from the days of Jolstein. There's going to be players from all over Europe.
When the ball hits in net and it's no George Cadet, it's the Canyon.
With sponsorship, corporate entertainment, merchandising, and a Celtic strip for a wee boy costing as much as a three-piece suite.
If it goes like a bomb and it's no Andy Tom, it's the Canyon.
I just hope Celtic never forget what the club is all about.
Low lie the fields of Bath and Rye, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the way, we had dreams and songs to sing, as the glory round the fields of Bath and Rye.
And what is Celtic all about? It's about the football, the club, the players, the fans. It's about the acts of charity, the community the club sprang from, the youth, and the youth policy. Willie Maley was right. Our future lies in the youth. Wouldn't it be a grand thing if one day Celtic brought that great European Cup back again with the aid of 11 young men from the west of Scotland? I suppose I'm just an old man dreaming, but Celtic was built on dreams. And what would life be without our dream?
We've come a long, long way, and we've still got a long way to go, but the battle can be won. We know Rome wasn't built in a day, and we can safely say all we can do now is grow. We know it can be done. We'll go a long, long way. We'll go a long, long way. Sleet or snow, storms can blow, win or lose, we'll show a face. Santa
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome one of the greatest men ever to grace a Celtic jersey. One of the Lisbon Lions, Jimmy Johnson!